Hey, HCG family. Let me make sure this is turned up. It is Mimi. I don't have any papers. I don't have any notes. I just thought I'd, got a chance to vlog. My life has been a little bit consumed for the past month with staying here at my parents'. Right now I'm in a bedroom downstairs. My mom has a finished basement. And she had to actually buy a queen-size bed for us because she had like a day bed with a trundle, the trundle bed, and that was terrible. I mean, when you get to a certain age, you just can't sleep on just anything, and we have a king-size bed at home. But being here has been longer than what we anticipated, although I did make it clear that I would stay here for the month of January, and I'm fortunate enough that my husband can stay here also with me. He works second shift, so having him here during the day has been a blessing because he can help with my dad. I don't know if you all remembered. I know I've talked about it, and I messaged, I think Joanne, I think I private messaged her. My dad had, he went to the hospital because he had edema on his legs and his hips. It went all the way up to his waist. And he got to where he could hardly walk with his walker. He had a stroke 8 years, it'll be 8 years in April. He had a stroke. He's 81 years old. And the time that he was in the hospital, he was going to, he was going to get out. But another doctor, surgeon, had looked at his x-rays and then ordered an angiogram, and he said that if Dad did not have a valve replacement, he probably wouldn't be here much longer. My dad was born with a hole in his heart, which apparently all of us are born that way. The only thing is it usually closes, but on some people it doesn't close. If usually on you hear about a situation to where young people are very healthy and they play basketball or they do very strenuous athletics, dropping dead on the court. A lot of that has to do with this hole in their heart that nobody ever knows or detects. Fortunately, over my dad's life, he did some hard things, but he was not into, he wasn't very athletic, though he could dance and, you know, it's my dad. Anyway, so through having this surgery, and the surgery was a success, and they even patched up the hole. He's got a new valve. He has no clogged arteries. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I meant to look back at the last vlog that I did to remind me of exactly what I talked about. So anyway, in this process, I am here and cooking, and like I said, blessed that my husband is here in the early part of the day. He helps and gives my dad a bath. But in this process, my dad has gone downhill because of being in the hospital for so long. He had no physical therapy, and because of that, he has regressed a lot. And because of the surgery and being out of it, he is really suffering from, if you look at it in a certain way, you would think sundowners. I don't know if some of you know what that is, but it affects a lot of people, mostly the elderly. But nighttime, bedtime is not good. He wakes right up, and he has some hallucinations, and it's been very, very difficult. My mom not getting the adequate sleep. We're not getting the adequate sleep. I have an intercom down here. I bought a baby monitor so I could hear. So I'm kind of in the middle of the night, up and down, up and down. going up to their room and checking on him. So it's you know, it's work, it's a challenge, but I have the only thing I've ate. I can't remember. I believe I probably could go back and listen to my blog that I'd actually went off HCG a week early, if I remember correctly. And anyway, decided to go ahead and do 3 weeks of phase 3 and 3 weeks of phase 4. So I'm thinking, today's the 9th, I'm thinking that I'm close to going into phase 4. We went home for the weekend, and my sister came here, and I went home to do the wash. I still have a real live Christmas tree that's up in my living room. That I don't even know if there's. My son still lives at home. I doubt very much he's going to think, well, I'll take down the Christmas tree for Mom and Dad because they're over here taking care of Grandma and Grandpa. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So anyway, this weekend we have got to do that. If there's any ornaments left hanging on the tree, it was a fresh cut tree, so hopefully it lasted. And water and plants. When you're away from your home, it's like you've got to remember bills you've got to pay. We've had some crazy cold weather, so we had to call my son, say, open up the cabinets in the bathroom and in the kitchen to make sure that the pipes don't freeze. Just so many different things that when you're there, you think about. But we're here and we are so consumed with what's going on with my family that even when we come here and we stay, we're bringing our coffee, we're bringing our stuff. I brought bring food that I can have. So you're packing up so much, your underwear, the stuff you have to sleep in, the stuff you've got to wear during the day. We've got physical therapists coming here 5 days a week. So it's kind of it's been very, very hectic. And cooking, so I'm preparing now a meal for my husband, for him to go to work, to eat, and then to take with him, and then also cooking for my parents. My mom is 76 and my dad is 81. My mom can still drive, and I mean she's fine, but her health is, she's a diabetic. She takes insulin twice a day. So anyway, my biggest focus has been on taking care of them, and very prayerful that my dad will recover and get back to how he was, where he could use his walker and he can do at least what he used to be able to do. So I did bring my scale the last time. I don't weigh every day because, like this morning, I was up at 4 in the morning and I didn't go back to bed. So I'm up, and right now it's 10:25 at night. Every once in a while, my mom will, I said, I got to go downstairs and just catch a couple hours or I start getting very woozy. So the weighing thing is like hit or miss. The last time I weighed, well, as a matter of fact, I weighed this later on today. I'd already drank coffee, and I thought, you know what? I came downstairs to change my clothes because the physical therapist was coming, and got on the scale, and I think I was 189 point something. So my last dose weight, I said, was 189. I went on a planned interruption, and that wound up being longer. Oh, okay. Now I'm trying to think, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I'm trying to remember because the whole holidays were spent at hospital, and my dad had when he went into the hospital, it was the Monday before Thanksgiving. So it's been this. I didn't have Christmas. My kids, we just didn't have Christmas. Christmas was just like, matter of fact, Christmas I was here at my parents', and a nurse came on Christmas Day, believe it or not, to evaluate him and to check him out and that. So and to get set up for physical therapy. So that's kind of what my life has revolved around. But in that, I have managed to finally, I mean, my mom was getting up and she's like making breakfast. My dad used to be the cook in the family, but she's making biscuits and sausage and gravy and eggs. And it's like, then the next day, we got to have biscuits, sausage, eggs, bacon. I said, Mom, you can't eat this food. You can't be eating all this gravy and biscuits and bread and, and I'm like saying, oh, you can't eat that, can you? You can't eat that. You can't eat. And I said, no. I said, Mom, no, I cannot eat it. I don't want to. I said, I don't want to. And I said, it can't be good for you. My dad eating his cereal. And so anyway, needless to say, the only thing I've eaten, my whole life, and now I've learned the English language. The only thing I have eaten is like an orange, like oranges, like cuties, those cuties, or a banana. Tonight I had a very small piece of a sweet potato. And that's it. I made mock potato soup with broccoli and cauliflower. I just made it like regular potato soup with onions and celery. And I put whipping cream in there and tons of butter and salt and pepper, but I just used the cauliflower and broccoli. And my mom and dad liked it. They really liked it. And I said, see, no potatoes. Oh, you put melted cheese. I didn't get a chance to fry the bacon too, that, to put on it and that, but put the cheese, and my mom really did. My mom and dad both really ate it. They loved it. And I'm like, here, you can have this, and this isn't going to spike your insulin up, having all those white potatoes. And tonight I had made pork tenderloin and just put some spices on it, put that in the oven. Oh, yeah, last night I made fried cabbage, and I did put some bacon on that, and I made cauliflower in the oven, roasted that, and then put like Parmesan cheese and grated 2 different kinds of cheeses on that, and had that with the pork tenderloin, and I fried apples and some butter. My dad, that was a request. He wanted fried apples, but no bread. And so my mom's feeling good. She has not had bread since Sunday, I guess. So she's really, that's what she said. I haven't had bread. My mom is a breadaholic, and that's a big deal for her. I was going to make oopsies, but I haven't done that yet, so I might make that tomorrow. We've gone through the eggs like crazy around here because I'm eating, eggs. Anyway, this is getting long, but that's where I'm at. My plan was, I think the last week of January, I was going to start my other round, and I still want to do that. I'm thinking I'm probably still going to be here. I miss my home. I miss my bed. I miss quiet. I miss the quiet. Down here in this basement, it's really nice. It's a nice redone basement. There's no windows. You have to go out the garage door. Go out the garage door to the garage to see if it's even daylight. Todd and I are getting up with our cell phones to see what time it is, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's hard to even wake up, but it is what it is, and I really am trusting the Lord to do a work. He's doing a work in my life. I have patience. I really actually have peace. I was very concerned I would have this very overwhelming claustrophobic feeling, not just from being down here in a basement with no windows, but that like when you're stuck at some place and there's no way you can get out. It's like you want to go, but you just can't leave, and it's an overwhelming feeling. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I, excuse me, I really thought that I would have that. But my husband and I have just been, staying in the scripture and just reading the word and just having, asking the Lord just to give us the grace that we need to be here, because we're here because this is where the Lord wants us to be right now. And He's the one that's calling the shots in our life. So He's working that out in us and in our life. So we're thankful for that. Very thankful for that. So I do look forward to my weekends. My sister will be coming here, I think, Saturday after she closes her shop up, and staying until, I guess I'll come back Tuesday afternoon. So just to have that time to do the wash, we got to do all of our wash, sleep in my bed for a couple of nights, and then start all over again. So, but anyway, that's my goal. Is I would like to do another round, do another 40-day round, hopefully get another 20 pounds off that I am maintaining. So I am very grateful for that. I'm grateful that I've just been able to not stress and then want to eat. So, I'm sorry, excuse me. So I better get off of here, and I'm doing this on YouTube, so it usually goes really quickly. When I was doing it on my Mac computer, it was terrible. So I love seeing everybody that's on around and watching in their progress. I wish I was there. I wish I was with everybody, and but I'm not. So I will be. So I love my HCG family. I love getting on the Facebook and being able to check in and to see how everyone's doing. Joanne and as is Jude, guys are doing an awesome job on the Facebook. I meant to read what all the protocol and stuff is for the Facebook thing. I don't comment too often, but I try to get over there and read. And oh my gosh, I better get off of here because it's getting terrible. So I love you all. Thank you so much. I just always want to, thank the HCG community for prayers and thoughts, and those of you that ask about me when I fall off, the face of the earth. I definitely appreciate that very, very much. So you all have a good evening, and tomorrow releases, stabilization, and a big hug to my HCG family.